Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Top in this newscast, ever since former Governor John DeYoung's announcement last year of plans for a new resort community in Mandel Bay, the issue has been at the center of protests and debate. On Tuesday, Mandal Bay developers gave senators a first-hand look at the site, but they were not the only ones who came. News 2's April Knight was at the scene.
The battle over Mandel Bay is heating up. On Tuesday, dogged protesters greeted senators who were there to see for themselves the site for a planned multi-million-dollar hotel development on St. Thomas.
Do not be misguided by the fact that we are here on the site, that we are somehow, inclined to just support the developer. Of course, all we need is for understanding as to what the process is. We will be hearing you all.
Carl Callwood is a staunch opponent of the project. He says building a massive resort community in the area could destroy the wetlands ecosystem. But the developers argue that environmental concerns are a non-issue.
There is no threat to disturbing the environment. We won't get approval if there's a threat to if there's anything in our proposal that threatens the environment. We won't get the approval to go forward. If there is an issue, they'll have to let us know as the owners that this problem has come up and we have to resolve it quickly.
But in spite of assurances from developers, protesters say it's impossible for the construction and dredging that goes with the project not to impact the delicate ecosystem here in Mandal.
There's no way you can put down a building structure without diverting water flow, have that large-scale amount of boating activity and even swimming and recreation activity without disturbing the processes that create life within a Mangal ecosystem.
Protesters also said Mandal was deeded to the people and not for commercial development.
The stipulations of we use it for educational purposes, cultural purposes, and we do in fact use this area.
Senators present on Tuesday will be tackling the Mandal Bay development soon in public hearings. Opponents of the project say they'll be watching very closely. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
In other news, Governor Kenneth Mapp is holding a press conference on Thursday to give some updates. He is expected to announce additional cabinet members and discuss the outcome of the recent cabinet meetings in a live broadcast on TV and radio. The conference began at 10 a.m. at Government House on St. Croix. Be sure to tune in to News 2. We'll have details from that conference. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter has been out of the territory from February 6th to the 9th to attend the National Association of Insurance Commissioners Conference. The conference hosted insurance regulators from the 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 5 U.S. territories. Lieutenant Governor Potter serves as the territory's Commissioner of Insurance. Through the NAIC, state insurance regulators establish standards and best practices, conduct peer review, and coordinate their regulatory oversight. The NAIC conference, the first of the year, was held in Laguna, California, and in accordance with the revised Organic Act, Senate President Neville James has been serving as the acting Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor Potter returned to the territory today. Investigators are still searching for answers to Monday's brazen daylight shooting that left one man dead. Police have not made any arrests in the shooting death of Mustafa Williams, but lawmakers are responding to the territory's 7th killing. Senator Kenneth Gittens is again calling for the police department to step up their efforts. He's asking for increased patrols in high-crime areas. Gittens initiated a law last year that makes it illegal to carry an unlicensed firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. Freshman Senator Novelle Francis, who once headed the police department, said it's not solely the VIPD's responsibility to tackle crime. He's calling on his colleagues to make the territory's socioeconomic challenges a priority to help address the problem. He also said the community can play a role when they report crime. Well, here is a VIPD update. Anika Daniel, 28 of Temple Street, and Jules Illingsworth, 46 of Estate Thomas, were both arrested and charged with assault after being positively identified by the victim and witnesses. On Friday, you may remember, February 6, Keith Roy Chittick stated he was on his way to work in the vicinity of the waterfront area when he was assaulted by the two. The victim was able to flee as the two pursued him in a Jeep. Daniel was charged with assault first degree with no bail, while Illingsworth was charged with assault third degree with bail set at $80,000. A jury today on St. Thomas in District Court found Jace Clendenin, 31 years of age, guilty of possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. According to trial evidence, on September 1st, 2014, VIPD officers were in the area of the Smith Bay Ballpark during the Labor Day activities when they witnessed an ammunition magazine fall from a flatbed truck carrying a van. Officers ordered everyone off. Clendenin jumped from the truck and rapidly walked away from the officers. Officers pursued him and discovered a firearm with an obliterated serial number in his pant leg. Sentencing is scheduled for May 25, 2015. He faces a maximum 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Well, last Friday, many were in attendance for the conclusion of a week-long leadership seminar geared towards managers and supervisors of the VI Police Department, held on St. Thomas at the Emerald Beach Resort. Conducted by the FBI National Academy. The FBI National Academy is a professional course of study for U.S. and international law enforcement leaders that serves to improve the administration of justice in police departments and agencies at home and abroad, and to raise law enforcement standards, knowledge, and cooperation worldwide. The leadership seminar began Monday on St. Croix at the Renaissance Carambola Beach Resort. WAPA has scheduled a service interruption that will affect customers on Water Island and the Seven Seas reverse osmosis facility at the Randolph Harley Power Plant on Wednesday. Officials say the outage will affect a small section of St. Thomas feeder number 5A, and that's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Officials say the line crews will be elevating primary lines in the subbase area to accommodate the safe transportation of the LPG tanks from the dock to the Harley plant. Health experts across the nation are continuing to track the flu virus that has been widespread in many areas. The Centers for Disease Control is reporting a drop in flu cases this week, but officials warn that protection against the flu is still important. News 2's Erica Parsons has that story.
The number of cases of flu dropped slightly this week, according to reports from the CDC, but it's still a major concern.
Out of all the deaths that have occurred in the U.S. mainland, there have been no deaths in the territory from flu. They have all occurred among the non-vaccinated pediatric population. So usually those aged 0 to 4.
Health professionals say getting the flu vaccine offers the best protection from the influenza virus.
The most important thing you can do is get vaccinated. I know some people may have heard the vaccine isn't 100% protective, which is typical of all vaccines. Most vaccines aren't 100% protective, but they are protective. The second most important thing is hand washing, hand hygiene. And not just like, wash your hands, you're done, we'll wash your hands for 20 seconds. Really wash your hands well with soap and get in between the fingers. And that's going to protect you from not just flu, but many other infectious diseases that we have.
Next door to us, Puerto Rico has declared a flu epidemic, and local health officials here are closely monitoring the situation, though most of the VI's cases happened late last year. Department of Health epidemiologist Dr. Esther Ellis said Juan Luis Hospital reported 36 flu cases in January. She says what we're seeing is regional.
What we've seen for our flu activity was actually highest at the end of December. And we have seen a few cases trickling in 2015, but it's not at those epidemic levels.
The advice she's giving everyone?
If you get sick, stay home, because it is contagious. So if you have a child who's sick, don't send them to school. Keep them home so that you can stop the spread.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
People who want to get the flu shot can still walk into the Department of Health's clinic to get one. Health nurses will also be administering the vaccine at the Ag Fair this weekend during all 3 days. Turning our attention overseas, after days of doubt and uncertainty, the parents of Kayla Mueller have confirmed the fate of their daughter. Mueller was being held by ISIS and she's lost her life. Mueller's parents say they are heartbroken. ISIS sent the family an email with a photo notifying them that their daughter is dead. The White House says it cannot confirm how or when Mueller died. ISIS claims a Jordanian airstrike killed the 26-year-old late last week. Mueller's family had not previously revealed Kayla's name in an attempt to keep her safe during her captivity. And keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with a stock market watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all up. The Dow 139, Nasdaq 61, S&P 21. Coming up on News 2, here's a Black History quiz. Who was the first African American elected to the Texas Senate after Reconstruction and the first Southern Black woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives? The answer is up next. Time for a moment in Black history. Barbara Jordan, a politician and civil rights leader, was born in Houston, Texas. She earned her place in history as the first African American elected to the Texas Senate after Reconstruction and the first Southern Black woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Jordan began her career teaching political science at Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. In 1960, she returned to Houston, passed the bar, and started a private law practice. She won a seat in the Texas Senate in 1966 and elected to Congress in 1972. She received the Presidential Medal of Freedom and more. She died on January 17, 1996. The University of the Virgin Islands Research and Technology Park has a new chief executive. The RT Park's board of directors announced this week that after a nationwide search, they have selected Jillian Marcel as the park's new executive director. Marcel is a senior executive, economic development policy advisor, and scholar with more than 20 years of global experience. She trained as an economist at the University of the West Indies, Trinidad, and the Kiel Institute of World Economics, Germany. She also earned an MBA at George Washington University. Innovative's 2015 Albert Sheen Scholarship applications are now available. High school seniors who've already been accepted to a college or university are invited to apply. 2 students will be awarded $10,000 each. Innovative also awards $20,000 in scholarships for UVI students.
For the Albert Sheen Scholarship, we're talking about a $10,000 scholarship available to 1 student in each district, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. We are excited about extending the scholarship to students who may be potential innovative employees. So we're talking about careers in accounting, business, engineering, and the deadline for that is actually May the 1st. So you have a couple of months to prepare and submit your information. And for the UVI scholarship, the deadline is March the 1st, and that's open to all students who have already applied for financial aid through UVI. And more information is available at uvi.edu. And for the innovative scholarships, you can either pick up your application at the office, or you can go online, innovative.vi, or you can also submit an email to innovativescholarships@innovativevi.net.
University of the Virgin Islands' 5th annual Man Up Male Empowerment Conference kicked off today with millionaire entrepreneur, New York Times best-selling author and philanthropist Chris Gardner as the featured speaker. Gardner is best known as the subject of the 2006 movie The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith. The theme of the conference is Man Up, Awakening the Leader Within. The conference is an initiative of UVI's Brothers with a Cause student organization. The conference was held in UVI Sports and Fitness Center today and scheduled for Wednesday, February 11th on the Albert Sheen campus on St. Croix. Tune in to News 2. We'll have more on the Man Up Conference. Members and guests had the opportunity to network and form new business contacts. Governor Kenneth Mapp spoke on the administration's vision for the economy, business development, and job creation. Also, Downtown Revitalization Inc. President David Bourne also spoke about business opportunities in downtown Charlotte Amalie. DRI has worked with other community organizations and government entities over the years to beautify and upgrade the area's infrastructure. That was last Thursday, February 5th, as many joined the members of the Women Striving for Success, Inc. as they launched the 2015 networking event kickoff at the Ritz Hotel on St. Thomas. And we salute our Boy Scouts. They had a full week of events, including shadowing various workplaces, including here at CBS TV2, and an annual youth parade last Sunday from Adelaide to Cancrine Junior High School with a short program that followed in Emancipation Garden. It was all part of the annual Boy Scouts Week celebration.
The first Sunday was Scout Sunday, which all the scouts in the district of St. Thomas and St. John, and including St. Croix, we attended Scout Sunday at previous churches. Thursday, which we also had distinguished members from the Boy Scouts and the Venturing Program, went to Career Day. This past Saturday that we also had, we was in front of the extra and also cost you less, which we had scouting for food, and that was a day that we was collecting non-perishable items to go to Bethlehem Shelter, the Family Research Center, St. Andrew's Soup Kitchen.
Meanwhile, Governor Kenneth Mapp, family members and fellow scouts of Troop 7227 was in attendance to honor and celebrate Philip Edwards as he achieved his Eagle Scout status last Saturday evening. Governor Mapp reflected upon his scouting career and his own achievement as a Life Scout as he related to the struggles and persistence necessary to rise to the level of an Eagle Scout. The governor then vowed to do his part in enhancing scouting throughout the territory. Mapp congratulated the leadership of Troop 7227 on their fostering of now 16 Eagle Scouts from St. Croix. He then presented Mr. Edwards with a signature Virgin Islands watch. Congratulations to all the Scouts. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.